minutes. So let's think a little bit about how best to structure and use the time of a 60-minute online session so that students are doing more than you are. And that's really, really important, because we know that whoever does learns. And if you're doing most of the talking and the explaining, you're just learning and getting better at talking and explaining. The kids aren't getting better at understanding. They need to be doing. So here it is. This is an ideal way to consider structuring your online session. Let's begin by considering the 60-minute lesson. How do we structure that 60 minutes in a way that means the students are doing more than you are? And here we go. Ideally, you would begin with an orienting activity. Now, this might be a question from the last lesson. It might be that they respond to, that they're actually doing, typing in the chat, maybe a slide in your presentation that says, respond to this prompt, give your answer, respond to 2 other answers given by your classmates, and here are some sentence starters for the prompts that you want to respond to, like I used to think, but now I think after having read your answer, or I read your answer and I wonder, ... Students doing at the start of the lesson. That gives you a chance to mark attendance, make sure everyone's on the screen, and you can see that they're actively working in the lesson by looking at the chat in Zoom. The next part would be the teacher doing something. You introducing the lesson, whatever it is that you need to do to kick things off for the lesson that day. Followed by students doing. So this is where you would you'd set them a task and they're working on it. And while they're doing that, you are creating a breakout room for 2 or 3 students. And you're pulling them out and you're checking in with them for however long you need to check in with those kids. Put them back in the main room, choose 2 or 3 other kids, so that in that 20-minute session, you get to talk with or be in a breakout room with a number of different students. And the others are independently working on that task in that students doing section. Next, there might be a need for bringing everybody back together, pushing them on in a new direction, adding some new things, having a conversation with the students, a discussion. Maybe there's some more, put your answer to this in the chat. And then back to the students doing as a result of that 10-minute, 5-minute interjection. And again, you'd be breaking out into small groups with 2 or 3 students so you could check in with them. Maybe there's 1 or 2 who need some help. Maybe there's 1 or 2 who you're wondering, are you really there? This way of using the breakout rooms is really useful for that. And then you would be wrapping up the lesson in some shape or form and then introducing the formative assessment task. Now, again, that could be as simple as respond to this prompt in the chat. Maybe you have a quiz that you run at the end. Maybe it's shoot me an email with an answer to this question. The formative assessment task in an online setting is most important, because then you get to read that to see how much did they understand of the last 55 minutes of this lesson. It gives you, 1, a good indication of what they've understood. It also tells you who's still there online. Maybe their camera is off and you're not sure. You get to see, well, who has actually responded. So they're there, helps with attendance checking as well, and keeps the kids engaged and working on it. So there you have it. That would be the ideal structure for a 60-minute online session that you're running if we happen to go fully online.